right, you guys, welcome back this week to the Love Frequency Podcast where we turn pain into power. I know that we are ending the new year, going into the new year. We are ending the year off. This could be a very hard time for some people out there. So I just want to send love and light to those who are grieving, had a loss, or just going through something during this time. Just know that you are loved. So this week is all about you. And I wanted to kind of like share a story and just I have one card for you guys today. So stay tuned. All right, so this topic I wanted to kind of talk about is grieving and loss. I could say one thing that kind of really let me hone in on appreciating love, appreciating life, appreciating people, my friends, my family, and just anyone that I come in contact with is because some of us out there have reached a point in our life where we experienced something that could have either made or broken us. For those of you who went through the storm like the phoenix, like the fire and came out like a phoenix, you have turned your pain into a power. And it could be a little differently when on top of that, for example, maybe you've experienced a breakup. For those of you who probably have it, that is considered a loss as well. For those of you who have experienced a breakup, and you lost someone, for all of those who lost like a family member, a friend, a mother, a father, just anyone that's close to you, it could be a little bit more harder, meaning you had one challenge to deal with, and then now you have another challenge to deal with, which is grieving someone. That can really take a toll on people in their mental health as well as their well-being. So for me, based on my story that I have to share to you all, I chose to turn that into positivity. I chose to turn whatever I've been through into something positive. Because guess what? We only have one life to live. And there's other people that's still living that need you. For example, it could be your nieces, your children. Somebody need you, people, the world. That could be your gift that you can give into this world. We're just helping people and speaking to people and using your voice to be able to uplift the world. Not saying you're using your energy to be drained, but you are balancing out that energy to say, part of my time and my due diligence, I'm going to use to help people, speak to people, and communicate. The other half, I'm going to use for myself to be able to balance out my energy, meditate, and kind of like not take in or take on other people's energy. So that's why I kind of wanted to get on here and say, use your voice, but do not use it to a point where you're stressed out, you're taking on too much debt, you're taking on other people's energy, because that is not the goal either. But if for those of us who have experienced the loss, I commend you for stepping up, for loving again, to turning that pain into power, to using that energy to help other people. And you are not bitter about whatever you've been through. You are using that as positivity, and life is going on because there's other people that do have to depend on you. So I wanted to just kind of enlighten to those during the holidays, Christmas coming up, just sending that love to you, and just know that open your heart to others, open your heart to other family members and friends that is willing to support you during this time. And part of my story, I know I mentioned last week, is nobody fumbled me. I fumbled myself, because in certain situations, I had no business being in certain crowds to begin with, to allow someone to hurt me in that caliber. So it's taking accountability to know and have discernment. Not saying that you can 100% get rid of people that are coming into your life to hurt you, but you can eliminate the odds by practicing discernment and not letting certain energies or entertaining certain energies. Life is just too short. And because this week is a topic about grief and loss, accountability, and appreciating people, meaning family, friends, relationships, jobs, just anything that you can think of, your animal, breathing, your health. Just take a look at this. Think about this. There's somebody out there in the world that can walk. They cannot see. They cannot hear. Or they may have a few hours or a couple months to live, but yet here we are, healthy, breathing, and able. So that is a blessing. Use that as an advantage. Use that as a blessing and an appreciation that luckily for some people, they don't have to go into this holiday by themselves. They do have their mother. They do have their father. They do have their kids. They haven't experienced any type of loss or grief. We all go through breakups. So that is also considered a loss. But just imagine those who are going through both. They're experiencing a breakup and they're experiencing, let's say their mother passed away. That is a lot for someone to handle. And I commend those who have been through so many challenges in their life to be able to use that pain and just really turn it into something to help other people. It's so hard to do. It takes a lot of courage. So I commend you all for that. And that's why, for me, appreciating people, whether it's a stranger at the grocery store, just having that simple conversation with them. It could be something so simple as a friend calling me to say, do you want to just have lunch with me? Some of us take things like that for granted. But what if that's the last time that you see this friend? Think about your parents too. Spend time with your parents. What if that's the last time that you spoke to your mother, when all your mother did was call you on the phone and said, come over because I cooked Sunday dinner. Little things like that in life are some of the things that I think some of us take for granted. And when I've experienced my loss, that's when I realized who around me that I could be a better person to. Can I visit my nieces and nephews more? Can I spend time with my friends a little bit more? And even though I don't have a relationship with my father at this time, can I even spend time with him as well? So even those little things, don't take it for granted. If you know that you have a beautiful relationship or a beautiful marriage, don't take people for granted. Don't take that relationship for granted. Because guess what? Certain people are rare in this life. If you know that you have a good person and a good partner, a good spouse, why would you take them for granted to risk it all for someone that may not be around long? So sometimes some of us have to reach rock bottom. Some of us have to get in certain scenarios for us to wake up and realize that I can no longer hang around certain people. No, I can no longer entertain certain relationships. Why? Because time is passing. Time is going by when I could have been spending that time with people who do love me, people who do appreciate me. Not wasting it on trying to elevate somebody else up when they're not even trying to elevate themselves. That's wasting time. That's wasting energy. When there's people who would love to come in your circle to be a team player or a tribe versus someone that's codependent or dependent on your energy. These are all things that I don't think people think about until it's too late. And then at the last minute, they try to backtrack and say, what can I do to kind of make things right? Use every day like it's your last. Appreciate every person as if it's their last, because you just never know. Stop playing games with people. Stop playing games even with yourself. And when I say people, I mean yourself too. Self-love. Go on that trip for yourself. Save that money for yourself. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Because when I'm talking about other people, I'm talking about you too. Stop not loving yourself. Stop taking yourself too for granted. We can sometimes do that as well. Stop saying, I'm going to wear that dress next week, or I'm going to go on that vacation next week or next year. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that next year. Do it now. Only if you can't, then I would say that if you can't do it now, then okay. But if you know that you can and you're just trying to push it off, stop doing that. Wear them clothes, buy whatever you want, lose weight, take a trip, marry that person that you want to marry. Don't be afraid of love. And here's another thing. Some of us have experienced loss. Some of us have experienced grief, but we choose to love again. We choose to open up our heart and say, love is the most powerful emotion in the world that's also closest to God. And if you believe in a higher power and if you believe in God, then you should believe in love too, because that love is God and God is love. So if you have experienced grief, you have experienced a loss, You have experienced someone breaking up with you. Maybe your husband left you. Maybe your wife left you. Your spouse left you. But guess what? It's somebody else out there that's going to love you again. Don't let that get you down. Don't let that stop you from being a beautiful person. Because remember, we can't control other people, but we can control the type of people that come into our life and that comes into our circle and say, I'm going to have fun with you. But if this doesn't work out, don't take it personal because life is going to go on. So not to drag this out, but this week's topic is just about loving yourself, loving other people, living your life, living in your truth. Don't be afraid to love again or try again because life isn't over for you. Until you 6 feet under, life is not over for any of us. And keep your heart open because we go through certain struggles and certain things that helps us to become the best version that we need to in our lifetime. Maybe it took you losing that person. Maybe it took that loss so that you can finally wake up and say, this is my purpose in life. I am stepping into my power. Don't look at everything like it's a bad thing. You stepping into your purpose, you stepping into your power. Everything in life is meant to help you grow and elevate. And don't put things off until next year. It's okay to have a 5-year plan, but always have goals and keep accomplishing them goals. Don't be afraid to love. And I want to lead with the last card. Well, this card, I'm only going to do one card this week. And I think it's a beautiful card to end the new year. And this one is Regeneration. And if you look at the card, it's a beautiful card, but it's also telling us a story. It has the fire and it has the ice. It has flowers growing. And we had this card before in one of the readings a while back. What does that mean? So for those out there who's ending this year, going into the new year, ending the number 9 year, we are having a rebirth. So regeneration is like a rebirth. Out with the old, in with the new. You think you're going through the fire. You think things are bad now. The fire here. That's what that's symbolizing. But you're growing. Are growing. Trees are growing. Flowers are growing on where you thought was something that was dead and couldn't grow. You thought something couldn't live or survive, but yet here it is. So things are coming into fruition how they should. But just know that it could take some time for that beautifulness to grow. Because what you see here on top is beautiful. But at the bottom, it looks like a volcano, like a fire, like disaster. But it's really rebirthing you. It's rebirthing you to become the version that you need to be. And sometimes we got to go through the flame. Sometimes we got to stand on the flame in the fire because what's growing is earth, water, peace, freedom, and something great and something beautiful. So I would say keep going, you guys. This has been an amazing year for some of us. Matter of fact, not just some of us. It's been an amazing year. I don't care what you've been through this year. This has been an amazing year. You want to know why? Because what have we talked about this week? Grief, pain, loss, and those who are not here with us. So we are here, we are healthy, we are able to wake up, we are able to continue to love again, we are able to continue our dreams, even though the people that we love are no longer here with us. Use that as appreciation. So yeah, it may have been a crazy year, but guess what? You are still here and you are still breathing and you are regenerated.